Live. All right, it worked. I'm excited. They make me go through two-step authentication this week and like this stuff, and I was like, "Oh, it must be a big week." So glad we're on. And it's good to see you. Got Reese Canode here. Did I say your last name right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. All right. Pamela's here. Greetings. God bless you, John. Looking forward to another sermon on truth. A happy Palm Sunday, Pam and everyone. Yeah, let's get into the continual decoding of our situation. Okay, definitely. And thanks for your, yeah, I can't even say thanks enough, Pamela, for your support. Reagan, oh, girl, I got something to go on about what you brought up. I love it. Good to have you here. Hey, John, happy day. Happy day indeed. Alan, Jamie and Bob, praise Jesus Christ. God bless you, John. Everyone joining today. So clear with your message and your prayers. That's a good way to have them take hold. But they got to be spontaneous too. Can't just be the same words every time. All right. My little guru told me that. Hey, remember, listen, I don't ever get to be a child. You see what I'm saying? I come in at 8. I don't ever get to do all that fun stuff you get to do. I never get to do it. So for me, a guru is a child. It's like, oh, because that's a part of my life I'm missing. So, that's why, in a way, I sort of have a childlike quality about me, my laugh or whatever, because that's in my all time. I don't have that time like you have. Sony is here. Good to have you, Sony. Greetings. Looking forward to today as well. Good. Yeah, this is a good day to talk about some things. Mike is here. Happy Sunday. Greetings from North Idaho. Right back at you.
Yeah, I'm from southern Idaho, so
Okay. Idaho in the house. There's a bunch of truth lovers. That's what they say out there. Turns out it's true today. How incredible. Some truth in the script. Good to have you both here, Mike and Reese. Pauletta, happy day, John, and all joining. God has blessed us all. Truly, truly. I feel the same way. Once you know the truth, that's what it comes down to, and then we're serving how to give back. That's why I named this one Palm Sunday and a time loop Malaise, which is like, kind of having a bad reaction to knowing the time loop for a while. I was like, what am I going to do now? That. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. Pauletta, and thanks for your support. Thanks everyone for your support. No, singling everyone out like you all are. Thank you. I really, I'm here all the time. Alms for the poor. But now I'm successful due to my work and your donations. Sit in a place I can do this every Sunday easily, have people over, have a gathering, blah, blah, blah. So I appreciate it. Pauletta. Raina's here. Good day, Reese and John. Good day to you too. All right. Hawaii in the house. MN. Oh, sorry. MMA Paradise. My bad. Hello, brother. All right. Good to have you. Brothers indeed. George is here. Hi, all. May God bless our success in the name of Jesus Christ, Spirit, Bible, the Holy Spirit. Well said, sir. Hi, Reese. Good to see you. All right. George, it's good to have you, sir. Mike is here. All right. In the dome. He's out there under his school bus dome. Jay's here. Jay Baba. Jay. Good to have you, Jay. Dee Dee. Hey, everyone. Jack. Emery. Special guest appearance. Jay Baba. Yes. Indeed. Idaho. Mike. Dee Dee, the real Rose of Texas. I love it. Greetings, Saul, Frank, and Gina. All right. Frank and Gina are here. Excellent. Dee Dee. Oi, Jay. No, Jay. Everyone is blooming a lot than I do. Rosa, Texas. No, I think he's right. I agree. Check. Jason's here. Hey, everyone. All right. Greetings to all of you and everyone that didn't, give their greetings and prayers in writing. Great. Good to have you here. A lot going on. Reese is here. Probably has something on his mind, and we'll go over whatever is on his mind and whatever's on your mind. Hey, what about this? This thing's going on for me. Whatever's on my mind, and I'll give you the download that God's like, say this. Okay. Palm Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday to you. Incredible, interesting story, because this is a week of 8 days. And the guy's here for basically a week. He's not really, he's here for a week. That's when he does his thing. The rest of the time, he's like running around doing a couple things, but he's basically here for a week of performance. You know what I mean? The rest of the time, he's out there somewhere doing whatever. He's not doing, like going into town and doing my big week now. No, that's like Holy Week. So he did a week, 8 days, and that matches our time cycle. So I think it's worthy of getting into that. Let's start with that because it's Palm Sunday. Okay. So first of all, it's funny that this is really, there's, the script has a lot of truth in it. Okay. So day one, triumphal entry on Palm Sunday, right? Hey, you enter the game. Hey, good to have you. Good to see you. How you doing? Hey, got some superpowers and stuff. We're not telling you anything. Hey, great. Everybody treats you just fine. Life is great. No big problems. It was a long time ago for every one of us. We hardly remember it. But that's where the game starts. Hey, everything's wonderful. This guy, by the way, does the whole all 7 planes plus meeting with God, right? And then living after and becoming here again. He does it all in a week plus 1 day, right? 7 planes in 1 day. And then on the 8 days, like, yeah, or hey, I'm reborn. Here we go again. You know what I mean? That's the story. Matches my story, but it matches our story too. It matches what we have to do. So, hey, got thrown into the body. How you doing? Hey, good to see you. Welcome to the game. And then Jesus comes in being Jesus, goes to the temple, gives him much crap. You know what I mean? This is a prison. What the hell is going on here? Bankers. And then he goes up on Mount Olives, like he cries to God. Why'd you stick me down here? What's wrong with me? Why did you do it to me? The third plane. And then Holy Wednesday, he's on the 4th plane. He gets the power of miracles. It's an interesting day because, you're not supposed to do anything according to Maripaba. You get miracles. You like, best thing when you get a genie that says, do you want any wishes? No, I'm only going to screw it up. So there's a message on day 4 of, don't be enamored with the miracles and go, that's what wakes you up to God, miracles. Oh my God, all this is unexplainable. Uh-oh, God is real. Uh-oh. So you continue on to God. You don't stop the miracles. You're not like, uh-oh, stop here. I got to learn all about miracles. It's like, no, just don't get off the train. Keep going through Miracle Wednesday. And just go to the drum circle and go home. And then day 5, Passover, Last Supper. He gets to the mental planes. He's like, okay, everybody who's going to hate my guts, let's do this thing. I remember that one. Then you get screwed over. You know what I mean? You like memorialize on Facebook, then you die. At day 6, day 7. Oh, that guy's dead. Yeah, for sure you died. Don't come back to the Marimama, Sonny. You're dead to us. You died. And then you wake back up in the body and it's like, Resurrection Sunday. So the story, the main story of Jesus, the main story of the whole thing, right, is of a time loop, a spiritual time loop, and death is included, and resurrection. I mean, that's the story we find ourselves with, about confronted with. But you know, here's some Holy Week. Here's what happened, and then he's born again. So that's our situation. You know, he's showing us the situation, and you get nailed to the 64-year time loop, and you're alive again. You know, so it's tough when you decode it. It's like, oh man. But he played it right. And so he played it quick, and he played it each day. And then he's like, I'm out of here. You know, let me show you how it's done. And that's impossible. You know, no one welcomes you to that level. No one gets to kill you to that level. Like, it takes a lot longer. I remember asking Sridhar about this one time. I'm like, this guy was here for a week and got whipped and like goes to the streets and like, oh, he had a bat for a week, dude. That's nothing. I was like, what is the deal with him having it so easy? I said to Sridhar one time, he's like, oh, it was easier back then. That was his answer. It was just easier back then. Wow. Great. No decode on my end for that, but there is no back. Like, to say that there was a game at one time with certain rules and now there's another one. No, it doesn't make sense. And everything in the Bible in our life and what we see is in a cycle. All time is in a cycle. To think that time itself is not in a cycle is to just not understand time. You know, the watch goes around like this, and the dome spins. I don't, you know, that I decode this first as a weird built-in magic spell to creation that God puts in it. I, you know, because once you see it and that they all see it, you're like, you feel dumb, like even, and then you're like, wait a second, I was blocked from doing it by God, and now God allows it. Okay, that's not really my fault. So you're pissed at the bankers, you're pissed at everyone who screwed up your life and stuff, and then you realize they did it because God told them to under a spiritual purpose. That did they do the wrong thing? And it's like, well, they woke you up too. So did they do the wrong thing? And that's what happens when you take in the truth and then you like, what am I gonna do now? You know, and that's why I'm getting into this time loop malaise as a talk today, because it's like, wait a second, that's a great story by Jesus. I love that guy. You know, I'm like, yeah, that guy's great. I met with him, but he wasn't here. They don't do that. They do what we have in front of us, and there's never going to be another time loop. It's not like, well, in the future we're going to be set free. There is no future. You know, there's the eternal now. There's only now. Yeah, I get there's a cycle and there's going to be a tomorrow, but we're only going to experience now. We're never going to experience the future or the past. We only experience now. So time is, if you really dwell on it, it doesn't really kind of exist except for other than now. And really, when you go outside of this time space and meet with God, you're outside of time. That's what there is. There's the eternal now, and everything already happened, but it continues, but it did really happen. And you can see back into this spherical structure that is still going on, even though it happened. So time is being in the eternal now is how God sees from the vantage point of no veil. That's why Mayor Bob was always talking about the eternal now, because there is now what you have in front of you. That's what you can effect. Still plan. Still, I'm not saying don't live your life the way you're succeeding to do it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't be so in one time or another in the future or the past. You have to be now, or you get taken advantage of. In the tests that never stop coming towards us to win this spiritual game. That's what we're in. Just like Jesus is in it. Hey, I'm here for Holy Week. Let's play the game. You know, and it's like, but even when you're on the sidelines, not playing the game of Holy Week, you're still in the game. He's still healing people. He's still doing those things. He still has to live. And then where'd that guy go? You know what I mean? Like, well, in the story, he went to India and lived in Myanmar now. And, those are the like, yeah, some of the script, right? So let's just focus on this, cycle of 8 of Holy Week, where the guy is reborn, he comes alive, and here we are in another. What are you going to do now? And that's back to the Malaise. Because Reese had a good question for me this week, I think it was. He's like, well, I don't know. What's the point? What do I, like something like that. What do I do now? What's the point? Time's short. Something like that. Do you remember it that way?
Yeah, pretty much. You were saying something about how I could go to school for free if I wanted to using the methods that you teach.
Yeah.
And then I asked, well, what's the point if this is the situation? And then you explained that it's to be more capable, to be a better service to others, and that's really what it's all about, is just to be a better service to each other.
We get to come home to God where we are a perfect servant to God. We're serving God, but God's not here, so we got to serve them. That's who, you know. So we're trying to be the best service we can in this situation to not reincarnate. Yeah. I'm not saying go to school to Reese or whatever. I'm just asking, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? And it was, I hear, and it's not him, it's everyone. It comes this existential moment, this dark night of the soul of going, oh, wait, I can't debunk the truth. You can have a go at that for a while. Then it's just, the hook just sinks in harder. You're like, oh man, I never get this out. What to do, and then we're kind of feel like whatever we do isn't going to be enough of an impact or whatever. And, that's common to me, you, or whatever. But, I had a reaction that, you know, I think we've all had difficulties that's what made us able to see this truth. We had a dissatisfaction with reality as we are told it is, and that it doesn't match our experience either. We're like, what are you talking about? The American dream? What? Wait, what? And then we eventually come to the truth. So it's a dissatisfaction of, that we're not told the truth. Ultimately, we're like, why is no one telling me the truth? Why can't you just do that? What, you have to accept that. And then, so who am I in this situation? And, what do I do? That is the existential question. Once you realize, oh, hey, I was looking for who am I? What's going on? Now you got that. It's like, now what do I do? Because it's such a radical difference from anything you had thought of before. Because it's not enough to just, I'm going to slightly turn, 2 points north in my travels. That's all. Hey, the truth of fact. No, your compass is like, where do I go now? I'm the dream crusher, not me. Obviously, God is the truth, is the dream crusher. The truth crushes everyone's dreams. And then we go, okay, now what? So then you're back. Now you're back to your life, and you're like, okay, what? Given my attributes, God created me. I'm in this body. I live in here, doing this. What service can I best affect here? I can help discuss that with people, but I don't make choices for people or anything. What should I do? I know. I know that feeling, and I let that feeling exist. And that's where the new you takes root and begins in a new foundation when you answer that question. Because it is between you and God's got to give you that message, or there's not gonna be satisfaction on your end until God lets you know for sure this is what you need to be doing for me. Because when the time loop ends, we got to go right back to God. Let's just talk about the time loop for a second. I want to talk about one thing. Uh, this is, oh, it's on my phone. Okay. Let's see if I remember this. I don't have my phone in my hand. Okay. Listen, time loop's going to happen, right? So 9/11/2033, and then it starts again. What happens in Niagara Falls when time stops? Does Niagara Falls stop? Yes, actually. Did you know that fact? That Niagara Falls stops. It's a fact. And the time loop. There's a cofferdam of boulders set up in November of 1969, and it's removed later, right? After the time loop in 1969. Like, they get here and have to unclog Niagara Falls. Wait, who you put rocks in front of it to just you're resetting it. I mean, aren't they doing that now? Like how you did what? When? So Disney shuts down, even Niagara Falls shuts down. They check it out and whatever. Disney World stops and it restarts. It's not just time ends, time starts. The same time. It starts again. You have to it's one day here. It's gonna Disney World resets in one day on during a period, some of the time on one day. Okay. And then if we're worthy, right, we come back to be a perfect servant of God, which is all you can be in God's presence. So that's no issue. We can do that there. There's no stumbling blocks to that. That's what we are. Here it's hard. So you got to be like, what am I going to do? How can I be the best servant? And the only way to do that properly is it's God's fault. Your ego dies. You and your decision making, including mine, and my decision making, all bad ideas, right? Only problems. Blame God. You send me the right thoughts, or you're not God, and it's your fault. And I'll do what you say. Get me to the truth and out of here. And then you end up meeting with God when you like, I can't do it. And you have to do what God says, and you have to cry out to God like, it has to be you telling me what to do. So you accept that your thoughts are from God, unless they're, you still got to work through. Well, obviously, that's not a thought from God, and you begin to be able to differentiate and then really remove the other thoughts and not let them have any traction with you. And then God, okay, that one's from God. That was happy. Makes sense. I'll do it. That's the way to do it. And then through that process, as God solves your problems through actions, then you can forgive God for giving you this difficult situation that God placed you in, but also God is going to get you out of it if you reject all help but God's as far as thoughts and ideas and what you should do. And that is an internal process. Bear Baba calls you go through evolution, then you go through involution. You have to do what God says. And that's the role. We get out of here, we don't reincarnate because we go back to doing what God says. That's it. So we have to do it here. We have to do it. And if you think about it, is one thing I want to bring up that Reagan said is so perfect. Oh my God. You play against yourself here. Who's watching you? You are. Your star is in the firmament. Your soul is up there. Yours. And until you fit into, your key exactly into that lock of getting through that star portal back home to God, you don't go. You're watching you. You are your soul that you have to perfectly mesh with, like a transmission, right? Where's the clutch up in here? My clutch is messed up. And double clutch it. I got to infinity clutch it. You got to get out of here. So you are playing against yourself, and capital S, self, like your soul. It's up there in the firmament. You're playing against it. You have to match up perfectly, leave, by being God's perfect servant. So, and the story of Jesus tells us how to do it. Man, going to court, what? God better show up. We're screwed there. And then you live, and it's like, hey, guess what? Everything's fake except for God. That sucks. When do we get out? Yeah, soon-ish. Not soon enough, but soon-ish. And then we were like, well, what do you want to do in the meantime? We got to answer that. Otherwise, it has a negative effect on us, like has a malaise. Like, it causes discomfort to us to make that choice, but it can also cause poor health and, many poor decisions until we just decide to do our best. We can't be like, I'm going to be God's perfect servant. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Without doing anything, you have to do, I'm going to do this. It's on you, God. Tell me now. That's why I'd sit there. I'm going to do this. And if you don't tell me different, if you don't make sense to me, I'm going to do it. Nothing. Okay, I'll wait a day. Nothing. Okay, I'm doing it. You have to practice that and then move forward with your decisions. Make a coherent plan. I think I can be a best servant this way. Different for each individual. We're in a different spot, different age, different male, female body, different upbringing, different, everything, absolutely everything. The whole thing is different. But that's okay. It's chosen by God. Okay, let's see what else anyone's saying. I want to get those clear thoughts on the time loop malaise situation, the reaction to it that I know everyone is on some level going through. And then we'll get into, wait, what's on Reese's mind? All right. I know you want to know. I want to know too. Okay. Raina, how young people feel about there is no future? I know. It's a tough one. They restart, you know what I mean? The instincts and the urges, like, oh, you're pregnant, you know what I mean? Like, time continues on for young people. For us, it's easier because we had so many disappointments. I agree. That's true. But I think that intelligent people who are young now see that their future doesn't exist, really. And then and then they're like, wait a second, you mean it doesn't exist? I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. There is no future. Obviously, this whole everything. You mean the house somebody spent $500,000 on? Well, 5 years ago is now $1 million. Like, how is that? Young people are screwed, and they get it. No future. So they're like, that pressure is there. Anyone with half a brain feels that. So in a way, we can see it more clearly. We had so many disappointments, and we can see their disappointments so clearly. It's like, oh my God, this is so rigged, because we all have loved ones. If you're older, you're like, oh, you have children, people who care about all, you want them to be happy and succeed and have families and all that. And you see it's doomed to fail on purpose by God. It's tough. Yeah. But Raina, that's true. That's true. If you have more time in here, I get every minute in here. That's like a cheat, I get more time, and so I have more time to figure it out. That's true. From the disappointments, from everything, just more time in the game. Oh, hey, I figured it out. It's true. Very true. However, their karma spiritually got them far enough that they can come in late in the game, maybe still win. So, Risk state of mind. Good day, everyone. Blessings. So good to have you here. Reina, same question me as well. What is the whole point? That's why I'm bringing it up. This is the reaction. You see what I'm saying? That's why I really want to make space to discuss this. And the gathering is coming up. This is what the pilgrimage is about. This involution. What am I? How am I to serve this? What? Okay, you finally found it. You accept the truth. You're like, now what? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you. All right now. Alan, not too important, but do you think it is 1 hour? I think the script says that hour. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I do think it's a very short thing that happens. Oh, yeah, it's not like it's just a period in the day. And indeed, an hour. It's like, yeah, I do think that. I do think that, Alan. I once you get to the truth and you start looking into the truth, you're like, oh man, it's right there in black and white. Can't It's like your eyes can't see the truth until you are, have enough truth to see it. Dude, that's incredible. Gathering is good. Being around people that know the truth advances you spiritually. Hanging around with me, same thing. Alan and I had a good long time together. This guy's on point. Right now, maybe everything will stop for an hour. Sun, moon, time, waterfalls. That's what I'm saying. And then it restarts. That's what I'm saying. Memory wipe. And come and inspect Disney World. Indeed. Reese, help me and my son. Reese helped me and my son who has colitis. He has much to offer. So does the Reina Queen of Hawaii. Aw. Kudos to other good people in the God team. Agreed. You all are amazing people. Oh my God, I would love to read this thing that Dee Dee wrote. I didn't get her approval yet, but I read the coolest thing that she wrote. I'm like, well, anyway, that'd be cool to read The Gathering. Oh my God, that would be great. You are a staggering author. I want to say that. You're amazing. You got a lot of cool things about you I know about. I know you're a good writer, but I did not know it was like a gazelle for Marambaba. It was like incredible. Be a perfect thing to read at The Gathering if you feel so inclined. It'd be funny. There's something like it. This lady, it's amazing. Y'all are very talented in so many different ways. Musically, very intelligent. Spending time with each other is really going to have an effect. That's why it says good to do. I agree, Dee Dee. Thank you, John, for the Malaise discourse. Perfect timing as well. I'm feeling the build-up reaction from people, and I know, but I feel it the whole time because it's like it doesn't go. Here's the bad thing about it: it doesn't go away, which is the thing that drives us to be a better servant of God. That you're feeling you're not good enough. You're always trying to do better. That's the perfect servant. You're always trying to do your best. Like, oh, remember that time I didn't do my best? I'm trying to do it. Like that's the kind of thinking behind doing your best. So, and that's all we have is learning from the past or in the present. We do our best. So God's not expecting more than that. Bear Baba has written on that many, many times that God never expects more than your best. God created you, knows the limit, knows when you're at it. That's it. Jay, how did Reese do that, Dee Dee? That's wonderful. Yeah, no, I'm sure Dee Dee will share if she wants to. Sony jumped in ruthlessly. I'm blown away by them. Good. He has infinite support. Jay, the new boots are out of control. Boots on the ground. That's good. I agree. They definitely have a massive impact in my backyard. Um, Straight to India. What? I know. But he's suffering this reaction too, as everyone does. So I'm just, it's a normal reaction that kind of sticks with you that you have to deal with your evolution. So yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. Thank you, Dee Dee. Yep, on point, girl, as always. George, probably from 3:33 to 4:33 or 4:20. No, right. Uh, Jay, doing the time warp again. Yes, that's a good one. Let's do the time warp again. Funny. Alan, once you hear the truth and see the truth unfold and experience the truth, you just naturally look for it in everything. It's like an involuntary response. 100% agree. Your eyes are changed. They don't see how they were. Your Mama talks about hearing, eyes, and nose change. We touch things when we taste them, and we touch things with our hand and stuff with feel, right, or foot or whatever. So the things that change are the things we don't, couldn't see before, but we're still touching and feeling the same thing. So yes, definitely. You see through all the stuff you were told what it meant, and now you know what it means. So it's like that. You see everything, but it has a totally another meaning to you now. Agreed. Dee Dee, I'm not. No, I'm not. I didn't write that. I wrote it, but I put a twist on it. Yeah, that's what artists do. God dang, girl. You did put a twist on it. You're amazing. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, you're a great writer. If you want to give us something for the moment at the gallery, you on it, girl. That's the problem. You do something great like that. It's like, what the heck? Get caught for it. Hey, can you try that again? That's what I got. Hey, can you do that thing again where you don't die? It's like, yeah, great. Sure. All right, Didi. I'm just saying it was beautiful. Thank you. Jay. Thank you, Jack. I am so honored to have you put my Judgment Day on the channel. That's really good, Jack. Thank you for it. Alan, do you think my consciousness was in another character's form pre July 2024 during the time loop? And if so, do you think we interacted during my previous character form? That's funny. Uh, okay. I'm not going to say it that way. I waited for the. This is a part of asking God for information. And sometimes the information is don't ask for things that don't matter. You know what I mean? Because this is a very common reaction to someone knows the truth. Oh, well, what about me, yo? You know what I mean? What was I doing on that day? Who's my favorite? What's my favorite color? If you know the truth, the other teams always come in. Oh, you know everything, huh? Oh, well, what's my favorite color? They're ask about stuff is like, well, what does your favorite color have to do with the time loop and getting everybody out of here? Doesn't why would I trouble God with what's their favorite color? That's like walking on water or something like that. Don't what the that's stupid. That's not gonna do anything. So there's certain questions which I don't I was interested in knowing everything kind of like that and other stuff too, but I don't care about that stuff anymore. I'm sure if we did, great, but sometimes I'm like, like when I want to, hey, isn't that Jesus' tomb up there? It's like, don't go up there. It's like, what do you mean don't go up there? I went all the way to Casuarina. It's like, yeah, you just there it is. You're not gonna like what you know. Okay, you found it. Here's the rest of the truth. Time loop. You didn't. Oh, okay. I see why I don't have to walk up there. It's a long walk anyway. Okay, you get the truth on the way to. You bring Muhammad to the mountain. You're like, oh crap! I don't have to climb the mountain. All of it. I just climbed a whole bunch of it. A whole bunch of plane rides, everything. Wait a second. So you find out the truth, and then you're like, okay, wait, now what? First of all, one of our services definitely is to help other people to find the truth, to show up in front of us. That's obvious. That's innate within every single one of us that finds the truth. Your automatic reaction is your heart like goes, "Oh my God, I know the truth. I wanted to know the truth. Now I know the truth." So you figure, "Oh my God, everybody, I found it. Crap, it took me forever." And then everyone's like, "Yeah, hey, easy, man. Hey, oh, hey, easy with that thing. Easy with quit waving that truth thing around over there. That thing might go off. He looks loaded over there. Put down the truth, sir. Okay, good. Continue on your path." You're like, wait a second, what's going on? Then you find out all of it. You're like, and you don't just find it out. You're forced to go out there and find out it's true by telling them the truth and so on. It's kind of like you can't be in a relationship with someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. But I really want to. That's not how it works. No, oh, no, it has to be mutual. Someone has to want the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough. That's tough. That's what brings on a lot of this reaction as a difficulty. That's tough. So this so it's not that it isn't a question from your heart and you don't want to know and stuff. Eventually you're not past focused. It's a learning tool. That's how I got here. Of course it's important. Play the game is how I got here. Of course it matters. You're like, oh, forget the past. Yeah, no, that's how you got here. You learned your tools of the trade to get here through that. But now we got to move forward. So the things that got us here, they had to happen. Like your mom said, what had to happen, what happened had to happen. So, but you come with the tools, and then you have to be now. You can't be back then. You have to be now. Yeah. What about some of those things, guys, like that? Just like knowing your past lifetimes. You're asking about your past lifetime. And that's not a benefit to know. It's been told to you. So you see what I'm saying? Instantly God said, all right. This is what God said, don't ask stupid shit. That's the first thing I'm like, wait, I gotta say it in a nicer way. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you have to say it like that. Because know your past lives, not a spiritual benefit. That's why it's very overly aggressive with the answer, I guess. So I got to the real answer that God gave me. There. Okay. Dee Jay, thanks for that. Jay Baba, George. Pretty sure God uses Greenwich Mean Time, aka Azuku time. I don't know that. Great Britain, which has a way inordinate position in the script, especially for its size. Thank you. Yep, that's where street art is. That little guy. I'm like, wait, you're Christ. He's like, now you're Christ. Oh, you little. Oh, perfectly played as always. Oh, Moriarty. uh, Alan, I agree. It is not helpful information, just more for fun. Agreed, agreed. And so we have to watch our fun questions. Agreed. Because that's what some of this is. And we give it up like, not like I have to know. Hey, but if you find out, whatever. Yeah, I agree with you. Look at it like that, big deal. But to people can become enamored in looking at those paths and powers and things like that. Not good. Because then you're like, well, if I can know that, what's coming up? What stock should I buy? Yeah, no, it's just God will tell you what to do when it's time to do it. That's the way out. Zulu time. Ah, Zulu time. I did not know that. All right. Alan. Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Jay. Alan, your questions are always on point. Yeah. George, yes, it's easy to get lost in fun questions. Yes. We got to go to God through service. They have questions for us, or they don't. Once you know the truth, you know, not so many questions left. All right. We read everything. We took a minute, and Reese is here. Is anything particular in your mind, or you just come for the show, or how you doing?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out really. But yeah, I remember you said you wanted me to talk about the housework that we're doing, and yeah, so I came out to help out. Michael and John are working on the house, and yeah, we're in the kitchen right now installing cabinets and getting ready for countertops and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all going good. But mainly, I wanted to come out to spend time with John and hang out with Michael and work on the house and also spend time in Florida because I was actually born just an hour north of here, and then I moved away when I was really little, and now it's my first time back for a substantial amount of time, and it's like probably the nicest place in the whole country. I gotta say, it's beautiful here, so I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for having me, John,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yes. It's great to have you. You're so helpful. Plus, Michael loves hanging out with you. Is really excited that you came, and he needed some help getting through the project, not just physical help, but the camaraderie. And so, thank you for coming. Uh,
Yeah, I also went on the pilgrimage to India, and so this is kind of like a continuation of the pilgrimage for me, pretty much. And yeah, but the India trip was awesome. There was seven of us that went, and yeah, that was a good time too.
yeah, he's Reese got here a little spiritual, God shocked. That's the word. That's good. God shocked. You know what I mean? And it continued, but uh, a lot of people that come to me for many years on the other team just completely lost their way immediately upon meeting with me and seeing life and stuff. It's like, that's not what I want or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's really about your awakening, you know? And you could just see the truth because you're hanging out with me. It becomes very apparent. They get to work around you. Like Michael got to see Z last week and do the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like you get to do what you need to do for yourself. Uh, and so really, that's really cool that India, that being here, and then the gathering, meeting with everyone. That's quite a spiritual marathon you got going there.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, really. And particularly so because this isn't like something you've done in the past, pilgrimages and stuff like that. Is that right?
No, yeah, this is a first for me.
Right. That's why you're kind of like God shocked in the process, which 100% reasonable, but not stopped. You know what I mean? Like, actually, Rated, this is a good example of what you brought up earlier. Like, Reese is obviously spiritually evolved to a certain point, can't remember any of it, right? Or any of the previous lifetimes, nothing like that. And isn't so shocked that, like, actually, I'm loading up my stuff and going back to, I'll see you later. You know, this is enough. Hey, whoa. You know, that didn't happen. You know, it's like a lot, but uh, you can tell that spiritually in past lifetimes, you're not, you know, you're receiving information. You're like, oh, okay. It's like kind of like nothing you're rejecting. It's coming in relatively easily, and then you could feel what once people spend some time around the truth or around me, ultimately they get to their service blocking point, which is what has held them here, right? That's why they're reincarnating because they haven't become a perfect service, so they whoop, they catch back up to where they were spiritually, and then they are back there. Wait, what should my service be? Which is always, trying to get that right. And it's not perfect. If you're really a service of someone, this is what you got to think about. Let's say someone is sitting there. Oh, to be a perfect servant for them, you know. Let's think about if you have a dog. You know what I mean? What's the perfect servant to the dog? Well, they need food and water. They need to walk. Like, you get to know them, and then you give them their needs, but you don't give them all the food they want, right? Or else they're gonna, you know. So it's interesting what becoming the perfect servant is. It's ultimately, since you have the truth, you have to operate as a servant from knowing the truth, but also being able to say it. The other team can't say it. You have a different position. You know the truth, can say it. This is my experience. So that's the difference in your service. Good service, whoever you're interacting with, if the truth comes up, you could say it. That's the difference, right? So Reese is here. He's helping. I need the help desperately, by the way. Oh my God. The stuff going on with Liberty Aid Academy and stuff. So this is, almost destruction right before everything's cool. I'm doing that right now for sure. And so getting help is very important with that. But we come to the end of our pilgrimage, spiritual journey, whatever. We get to the spot where we're going to go, okay, what's the plan over the time we have left for my service to people in here? That's what we got to do. So
Yeah, I was thinking to myself the other day. It's like you can't escape it. We're here until the end, so you can't run, you can't hide, you can't escape it. So you kind of have to play the game to beat it, pretty much.
you come right here and you're doing exactly what the avatar, that's what I say, right, needs help with, which is get my life settled and get, my partner in the back house settled, happy, my life improves. So if you see a dog that has plenty of food, it hasn't had water in days, you give him water. And then you're the perfect servant to that dog by giving them water. I need help with the back house, so this guy can help fix the back house as a perfect servant. I'm trying to help other people, so I'm just saying that's doing your spiritual movement forward by doing a pilgrimage, coming here, meeting with people, but it's also doing it by serving. So, and not having a reaction like, "Oh, that's not the guy I want," and ending your service. So I'm going back, new guru. So that's rare, and so that's the best way to do it. But at the end of it, it's still the house is fixed, yay, and off you go. You're still serving, and I'm here to help answer any questions. But that's ultimately we're back into life. So again, it's whatever our chosen area of service is or moment, whatever it is, we're doing our best. If anyone brings up the truth, you should know. You can say it, but you have to know who's who. You're wasting your words on the other team. They already know everything. You should be saying that, you did great work. Hope you get your feathers and wings. You shouldn't be, hey, did you know? No. You have to be able to differentiate who's who, or else you can't be the proper servant. If you don't know who's who, you're not serving people properly. You don't know they don't know the truth. You don't know they do know the truth. You don't know. So you can't be a good servant because your only differentiation is you can tell people the truth that want to know. You know, they're going to come and test you first until you get it right. And then ultimately it's like, how much do you need to talk to Z? He already knows everything. That's a waste of time. That's why I don't talk to Z. He might be helpful to talk to you to learn about the other team, but it's not helpful to me. I'm here to serve you, not him. He's not moving. forward. So, oh, this is Z talking. Okay, let's get to it. Oh my God, that's a whole lot of talking. So, any follow up on your mind, Reese? Before, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, not really. Yeah, just hanging out.
yeah, that's cool. That's good. That's good. Reese with Z, which is fine.
Well, I did say I see George's comment here. He says many times I intended to be helpful with actions, but wasn't. And I was thinking to myself on the pilgrimage, like George really was helping me out. Like on the last day, I got really sick with some food poisoning, and if it like because him and I flew back on the same flight together, and if it wasn't for him, I would not have left India. Like I was like throwing up at every airport that we stopped at, and he was carrying my bags and helping me get through. So he like with George, like he really just helped me out throughout the entire trip. Really, like he's really helped me out. And
I've
also,
told you, man, this guy,
oh
until you
man,
meet George, you don't know. And he totally is just like always underplays it and everything, like he's doing nothing, whatever.
yeah,
Not like you owe him your life practically, stuff, like,
yeah.
no, really, really.
I also wanted to thank Dee Dee because she really helped me out to be able to make it on the trip too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Everyone that I met in this community so far has been really helpful and just kind and of service to each other and truthful. So I really like this community, and everyone that I met so far has been awesome. So
I agree. I agree. I had to be very careful about trying to do this in the past, is just get overwhelmed by a bunch of, people not with that focus, right? See, uh, and so I had to be careful to, because it's hard to hold a space. You have like a sweet space, and it's like, like the sugar ants are like, do you smell sugar? Ah, it's like, yeah, okay, yes, it is, and it takes some work to do that. So we have to do this individually. What Reese just said was very, I love it, very profound. I've tried my best to do that with this community. So is everyone else. That's why it is as it is. It's not me, it's everyone. And that's what we're trying to do individually in our life, is kind of accept people for where they are, the character they're playing on which team, whatever. Okay. Who you're going to spend time with. No disrespect to the other team, because it's like you wouldn't be here all your lifetimes and stuff. You wouldn't be here in the truth and ready to take your ticket and get out of here. You wouldn't be here without them doing all that. So mistakes are what your ego overcame and built yourself up to do, but in the end, it's one big mistake here. Got to get out. That's good. So that's a great spiritual awakening already. That you're taking your journey with the right people. You can tell who's taking up your time is a waste of time, and who isn't. That's good. Uh, let's go back a bit here and make sure we didn't skip it, because George is on point, definitely. AT watch it, only 13 likes. Yeah, Mike. There are no lessons to learn in a timeline. This is a war, not a school. Not a school. You are an actual power. True. What you call God is not in control of everything. You have ultimate real free will. Is real. Yeah. It is a decision you have to make to bend the knee and side with God and serve. It's a total decision that you have to make, even though it may not be a real decision. It's as real as any decision, because it has real results. So, of course, there's a real decision. It is a war for your soul that you're having against yourself. Agreed. You are. You got to unlock that portal up there. You're playing against you. It's true. Here we go. Let's get into the meat of the topic. Jack is offspring, descent of the evil twin. Jack is fallen angel. It's in their interest to say it's all God. This keeps the evil twin in power. The shadow blows. The shadow blows. Not the shadow does. That's funny. You're confused, baby. Baby Charles. Highly deceived. I could say everything. I'm allowed to say times a million more than Jack. Yes, you do say more. I say the truth that you do say more. That's true. George, yes, no, you're right. I'm gonna go through this because listen. You're not moving forward without them pushing. You're not. Because God made the game that way. No wallflowers win. You swore off girlfriends, boyfriends, relationships. Oh no. One will be sent if you go to India, possibly. Then a baby. Uh, you know, no, that's God maybe gives us a minute, maybe not, and then we're in the game. Like it's for real. We have to make these decisions, and from there, this is decided, but it's not decided. You have to do it. You have to make these decisions. Okay. Jack is not allowed. Very good, Z. Mike, spiritual marathon indeed. Yes. Free will is real. Responsibility and authority and individual power is real. Uh, it is. It's played as if, even if you have this talk about, you have to ultimately see that God runs everything and is to blame for everything. So you have to play your hand that you're dealt with by God. There's that much free will, but it's enough to get you out of here. And that's Z's point, that the free will exists enough for you to decide to do what you're going to do. Your actions determine everything exactly, not just for you, for the entire structure. Indeed. Or what you call God, the creator, is not static, is affected by what you do. The whole thing is run by, it feeds on itself. It's a self-perpetuating machine, 100%. Because it is made of you. Yes, you play it against you. Your stars up there, and you're playing to unlock it, and then, hey, okay, I did it. George, I mean, I performed actions with the intent of helping. I realized that it actually wasn't helping. Comment. That's exact. Thank you, George, for you said it well the first time, but you said it even better the second time. Yeah. Because we couldn't see the whole picture, It's tough. You gotta, that's the truth. Then you accept it. Then you have to wait. Now, what am I going to do? That's Z's point. The spiritual malaise is no. You got to act. No sitting on the sidelines. You don't act. That's an act. Not acting is a bad act. No act is F. You didn't hand in anything. That's the way it goes. No grade, F. You failed. Take the course again. That's the way school goes, right? You got summer school. See ya. You don't talk to me because you're kind of hazy. Thanks for joining us. That's good. No, it's nice of him to stop by. And you all had a nice chat, it seemed like. Reese is a tough hombre. Yeah, you got to be to get to that place and back. It's a near death experience. Fact. What? You think I'm. Oh, he's over dramatizing. Oh, okay. I'm trying to be a tour guide and tell you. It happens to me every single time. I almost die from throwing up and almost die every time. Like I can't, I'll die for real. No, so yes, it's tough, George. It's great service that you did. Rita, George helped me too. I know George is. He's like. Can you imagine being like in his family, George's family? They're like the perfect family. Like, oh, he's totally only cares about his family, watching over. He's so sweet. He's so from the heart. He's quite a guy. He definitely helped being in India the first time. He's just everything from the heart, trying to do his best. Every question is like, how do I do better? It's crazy. Wonderful guy. Reese, so worth it, Jay Baba. That's wonderful, Didi. Thanks, Reese. Good. Z. In actual fact, Jack is a stick in the mud. He has. That's right. I never leave the mud. So well said. It's so funny. Oh my God. He has no interest in moving forward to the next level. I can't, but it would be the best thing ever. Best day ever would be that day. That is why he will not speak to me at any length for too much ego investment. Uh-huh. No bending knees, no standing up and be your power. Yeah, stand up. George, yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. George is a legend. I agreed. He is a legend. I agree. I agree. But he's a real legend, so he's not just a legend. But he is. Okay, Jay. Thanks. See your intro. All right. Thank you for your services. Yeah. No. And everyone over on the other team, thank you for your service. I think, when you come into the game, get your memory wiped and you play it, and here you are, Palm Sunday. Hey, everybody, you like me? What? Hi, who are you? Everybody's like, hey, the game's on. There he is. There goes the rube. He walking through the carnival. They're like, there he is. Okay. Like, hey, how you doing? They're like, hey, hi. You have any money still? Oh, you do? Hey, why don't you get this? You're not out of money yet? Oh, very good. Should it be long now? Okay, still have some good. Uh, okay. Uh, that was really good. I'm glad you filled people in on where you are, your journey, Reese, on what you're up to. How's it going with that plan? You know what I mean? Like, this is your plan. You're going through it. You meet people at the gathering. How do you think it's like? Was your plan to see God in India, or like how's you had some thoughts beforehand? You just said the community is greatest one. I get that. Like, but your spiritual advancement, uh, that particular item is what I'm bringing up.
Yeah, of course, that's the goal is to advance, and I'm still fairly new to all this, so really I'm just trying to experience as much as I can and take it in and really examine it for what it is and just experience it and yeah, take my time with it and try to do the work I need to do to push forward.
Yeah, uh, it's tough to got to be careful and put your heart in at the right moment. And you are putting it in at the right moment of the pilgrimage and where you put your actions and stuff. Z's right on that. Uh, good, good. I mean, you've had some health things, some turmoils and stuff. And you got to the other side and steady as you go. And every day a little more steady, it seems like. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on your mind in particular this week?
Um, I went to the drum circle yesterday with you and Michael. Had a good time. I'm going to start going to those more often. And yeah, this week I just want to just keep on doing what I'm doing really and learning and experiencing. So
Yeah. Good. It's good to have you. The place here is going well. Oh my God, the water systems in these physical buildings just anyway. Got fresh water from the counties in. The well got tapped. It got filled in, and the company doing the septic cave did all the measurements and put the paperwork in for the permit, and they said 3 or 4 weeks. So maybe the back house and the septic and everything is all gonna sync up to be being done right before the gathering. It looks like it's a possibility, which is crazy, of course, like the timing, but that's going well. I'm doing some lives once in a while, uh, out there, trying to get a little more traction. I cut off paying Meta and paying Google. That's 15 grand a month, and it's just started to be like nothing's happening. Basically, it's just like keep it with it. So for 30 days ish, could be longer, whatever, maybe 60 sometime, whatever time, we're gonna sort of retool the website and our marketing a bit to match with our classes are better, a great product, everything works perfectly. And so we're not paying any paid marketing during that time, and then we'll slowly do Google versus Meta in the future as see what works. So during this time period, this is like going to be our baseline time, and so we're going to find out who's pushing us out there, if anyone. You all, anyone who's putting our information out there, planting the seeds and bringing stuff back without our paid advertising. This will be a time period where we actually take a pause and I judge you. Just say it, because I'm going to get the actual data. So you will know, and I will know what's going on. And I get they stop people from coming to me. I get that. I get that. But this is how bad are they doing it to us, and how much I know. I see you. Some of you all put real effort into this. I see that. I know that. And all of you are putting some effort into it. I know that. I see that. So I'm saying I'm going to see what happens. I'll keep you informed too on that, how it goes. Uh, and as I go through this, because all of us in any kind of business, money making capacity or whatever are up against getting blackballed, getting silenced, getting censored out there. And so how to navigate this is important. I do my stuff in real time. Like for other people, it'd be a problem. Hey, I'm getting kicked out. I'm down in the mud here. I'm going to get up again. I know I'm getting up. I know this is going to get solved. I'm telegraphing my punch as always. This is how I'm going to do it. So I'm telling you how I'm going to do it and what my thinking process is, and we'll see how it plays out. And you all get the information real time, and that way you could use it in real time. What's going on now? So, and then I hope to get, after we go through this work of marketing and stuff, a bunch of it's going to be polls and stuff in the process. What do you think about this? Is this one better than that? And so on. Because I don't have the paid clock running at a drastic, like the meter's running on the cab, like, bzzz. It's like, we're going to get stuff done. I'm turning that off. And I want to include you in, let's see what's happening out there, but also your response to what we're going to do, because you're using our information most, like you're telling people the truth. Hey, go look over there. So it matters to you, and I want your feedback, and I'm taking the time to get it. So please respond when we do that and stuff, and anything that comes to mind that could be helpful as we're engaged in this process. Like Chris is like, hey, check this SEO links thing, and so whatever you have had success with. That's anything you've had success with. And hey, I did that, and this is blah. Great. Otherwise, I'll share my success. That's my job, right? Hey, watch the rodeo clown. Let's see what happens. That's my job. I get it. So I'm keeping you informed as I do it. But if you have suggestions, I want your feedback. We, the team here, as we do this with Liberty Aid Academy, we want your feedback, and we're going to try and make it interesting, fun, and also come up with something that you can appreciate and feel yet a part of creating, and it makes sense to you, hopefully. So that's the goal. Okay, we'll keep you informed as we go. Let's take a last look here, and then we'll say our prayers for each other, and we'll see each other next week. Gathering coming up. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I don't want to skip that. Oh, man. I'm going to do a couple. You want me to do a couple quick things? You want me to take a few moments, or you want me to end up to you? A few quick off the few riffs of truth, or you want me to do that next week?
Encore.
What?
Encore.
Encore. Okay. You're gonna go through. All right. One thing. Let's do this. One thing, you may not know this, but sometimes I go and I've listened to Xi Jinping's speech in English. You know what I mean? Like, you say he's a bad guy. What's he saying? Well, what do you say? He's saying anyway. One of the things of you know of the script that he keeps saying is that they are definitely reclaiming Taiwan. You know what I mean? Like, he's holding up his end of the script to make it seem like Taiwan Reclamation Day will happen by a certain day. Like, there's a plan, and there's a name for the day and everything. So they're playing their side of the war script, end of time. You know what I mean? Like, putting that out there all the time, like, hey, this is what's happening, you know, helps create this phenomenon of end times war and stuff like that. But just remember, they're all fake as space and as fake. But if in case you didn't know that about you know that side of the script over there, that's what he says. So they're okay. Well, let's make some bombs and blow some stuff up. Hey, you know, so that gives them enough rhetoric fuel for their bombing fire that they're currently, in a frenzy doing. So, in case you didn't know that. So, let's keep going to, I gotta, okay. AI. Hey, AI. Here's my question. Hey, AI. Yeah. If 9/11, 1969, considered year one of a 64-year I Ching cycle corresponding to hexagram 1 Xian, the 64-year cycle completes at the end of 2023, beginning of 2033. Based on that progression, that's not exactly if that's like January 1st. So they're saying year, beginning, end. You see what I'm saying? Is 9/11, 1969, not saying what you would normally consider. You know what I mean? That so anyway, so that would give us 64 years. Then that would mean then the 2526 hexagram. And we're before 9/11, right? Of this year. So this would be the 2025, 25, 26 hexagram this year, right? And then the next year is the next hexagram on 9/11 forward, even though it's still in 2026, right? That would be 2026, 27. That would be so this hexagram is 57. The sun, SUN, the gentle, penetrating. And then next year it moves into the joyous. So the gentle, penetrating, this hexagram, 6-line reading is, I haven't read this yet. This is my first time reading it with you now. Line 1, warrior-like perseverance can still be gentle when it is anchored in inner truth. Do not dwell in self-doubt. Balanced persistence makes quiet headway. Ending the old well creates room for a new beginning. Let gentle change be thorough. Uh, oh, I read this backwards. Oh, sorry. Some of the strongest obstacles are inward. Seek help and face hidden negativity honestly. Outer problems often reflect inner conflicts. Modesty and correctness resolve more than force. Humility remains necessary even late in the process. Confidence without self examination becomes brittle. Your knowledge has to be anchored in the truth from your experience. That's right. You don't have to fight them once you know, right? Oh, this is a game and stuff. Like, you could be more gentle in the reaction. You see? That's gentle penetrating, right? You're going to get more penetration spiritually by not wasting your time on like the hive. If you've already advanced, they're going to test you, but just don't hang out and be tested all the time. I do that for a reason. Okay. Sorry. Hold on a sec. I want to make sure it is could be. If I can catch up on all this stuff, then I'll catch you up. Oh, my family had a saying. They thought this is a funny joke they had. I don't know if I ever brought this up, but my mom would talk about it a lot, but so would her friends and her family. They have a saying called the go backs. I kid you not. They have a saying called the go backs. The go backs. It's not about a time loop. It's when you enter the human body, you're small, and then you get big, and as you age, you get a little shorter and smaller. So you get the go backs. But you see how the concept of go backs is, kind of built in to only then you reincarnate and go back. You go back. I mean, I don't know if any of your family had a saying about the go backs, but I did. Uh, so are we square, everyone? Are we square? Because square is four, right? Four-sided thing. It's got three sides, 4 times 4 times 4. Are we square? That's one of their sayings, isn't it? Are we square? Are we square? A square is that's a calendar. Are we square? It's like they used to have a saying when the time loop started, which is a way better saying, by the way. Uh, to know if somebody like smoke weed, you say, "Are you cool?" That's what you say. You say you're cool, and they're like, "What?" You're like, nothing. Never mind." Oh, never mind. Like that was the only secret handshake spell that I ever used. Are you cool? What the hell? Okay, we're caught up. That's everything. I threw in a little stuff there at the end. Now we got more of this, but okay. Oh, here we go. Michael, Motorcycle Michael. Frank. Hey there, Michael. Motorcycle Michael. Okay. Mephatic, urethritic, ethric, pi, kill pi, R squared. uh, Jay, Mike, I was dumpster diving at the Pentagon loading dock, and my boss looks over and is shocked. He loved to tell that story, but it was full of nail donuts. What was I to do? That's funny. Uh, good one. step on the gas and let her ride. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Yeah, oh my God. Yikes, that's a lot of truth there for a Pentagon worker. Nice trust. George, you need to know when not to fight and accept as Jesus Christ taught us. That's it, the gentle. That's right. And this is if you're actually listening to Z, he's like, you have all the power. Why do you know? He's like, show your power. Your power is just walking around. They can't do nothing. Exactly. Their power is they know everything, and it's hidden from you. Once you know everything, their power goes away. You know what they're up to. That's it. Sorry. You're like, now that I beat the game, what do I do? It's like, yeah. You know those was you're not that big of fans of? Yeah, guess who you're here to serve? That's why George is like, no, I'm gonna go help Reese in India, even if I'm gonna help somebody real. Enough Amazon. No, it's true, George. You're right. You hold your ground and you do your best in the now with what comes your way. That's right, sir. Yeah, you do. Stunned, wobbled, and caught off guard. Oh, that is an excellent synopsis of your best tactic of the other team. Totally true. George, the new agers talking about the new Earth of 1969. Indeed, indeed, indeed. It's the age of Aquarius. Of water, you're going to drown. Hey, you're going to drown. Did you know that? 6 4 year drowning loop. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, it's the age of. That's a better tune. Uh, Jack has a sword. Oh, I just put. Oh, no, I don't think it was you. Watch out, game just changed. Okay, so that's good. We caught up. Say a prayer for everyone. Hey, it'd be great to see you at the gathering. Um, I'm gonna hold the space for it. I got the spot for it. I got the answers to your questions. But as far as what we're gonna do in the day to day and stuff like that, like you're gonna be better at doing that. So, get in the gathering stuff. I know some of the ladies are working on organization, like Shanna's in touch with Dee Dee and the twins and blah blah blah. Get into that stuff if that's your kind of thing and you're good at it, which I'm sucky at, and I admit it. Uh, if you're into that and cooking and how do you want to do stuff, you have knowledge of the area or whatever, you're just saying, hey, what out? Start back into that with the people you already met with them. You went on pilgrims, whatever you're up to. Uh, you know, uh, we'll be getting together some over here, probably at the Poe family house some, and then probably, oh, hey, let's go to the beach or stuff like that. So, uh, if you're here, what do you, hey, man, I really want to do this. Let's do that or whatever. Bring up something, okay? Uh, we have to eat, we have to drink, spend time with each other. So we'll be doing that, okay? All right. Uh, Jay, I'm a cast from the, yeah, that was Papa's. Yeah, there's new work coming. Yeah, okay, everyone. So then we'll be seeing each other soon enough. Stay in touch with each other. I'll be here next Sunday. Thank you for your support. And now my prayer is that God watches over you and your loved ones. And winning this game is meet with God. And I'm trying my best to give the information and hold the space so that happens for each one of you. I'm doing my best. I think you're doing your best. And so let's pray that God has that happen for you. That's all. That's what we want to have happen. Be with God. So I pray you get your face to face with God as soon as possible. Okay. And I'll see you next week. Okay. God bless you, everyone. Thank you for being here, Reese.